Alright, so everything's apart. This is a sec now. I have to get apart. So the first time I put the washers in the wrong order. So actually, let's look at this before I put everything in again. Get the two handles. This handle here will actually come off like so. Here's the magnet. Right, there's the magnet right here. This is the locking mechanism. Right. So when you put this back on, make sure that you put the magnet on properly. For example, you know it's right there obviously, but yeah, it has to be in the proper polarity basically. So because the other side also has a magnet, right? This side also has a magnet, so you want to make sure that it's on like that, so that they're not repelling each other. Because if you try to flip it around this way, it doesn't want to stay on right there because they're repelling each other, right? The magnets repelling each other, so right, it doesn't. Again, it doesn't really want to stay there because of that. Right. So here it stays on. It doesn't want to go off anywhere. It wants to stay in place. So that's what you want for this piece. So that's the right orientation, which is this way. It's not right because it's repelling. It's not it's not wanting to stay there. It's repelling, right? So that's the proper orientation right there. The polarity is right basically. So let's go back to this. Get your locking mechanism. Go like so. Oops. Like so. Get your magnet over here. Where it's in the proper orientation, just transfer it right over to this side. Like so. Right there, like that. Right. So that's your orientation there. Now we can actually start putting the later on when you put the handle back in place. Make sure you have the plastic part right there. So I'm actually jumping ahead of myself there. Let's go to this over here. Now let's look at the orientation or the order of all these tools and washers. So there's the serrated blade, the saw, the can opener, this is the ruler, file, the awl. There should be two thicker, smaller diameter, but thicker washers, and there should be three larger diameter but thinner washers, right? Then you got your pin and the pin screws and nuts. Okay. Right, since this is out, when this was taken off, this pin was actually coming in from this side. The original side was that the serrated blade was on this side right here, right? On this side. But since I'm going to put the serrated blade on this side, I'm going to put this pin around the other way, like so. Okay. So you need the thicker washer first. So the reason why you have the thicker washer is that the thicker washer will clear the handle. If you look at the handle here, the handle's not really flat. It's flat, but it has a little dimension to it, depth to it. So that thin washer clears that step right here. See this little step right here? Because you don't have that washer there and you just put the blade right on here. This step, the blade will hit the step. So that step. Now I'm putting in the serrated blade. Oops, wrong direction. Serrated blade. This direction right here, like so. Serrated blade. And from there, I can put in the thin washer. Thin washer. And after that, a spring. feels basically the same. The spring goes in like so. And you see how the spring has a little right here. There's a little shape of it. That shape right there is how the magnet sits in, like so. So right now the magnet is actually not quite in the right spot yet. Actually, let me move this magnet out. Oh, make sure I don't lose that orientation of the magnet, the polarity. So that, let's put towards that spring. The spring goes in like so. Sorry, you need to put this on yet. Leave that over there for now, just so it's out of my way. Now I need another washer, another small flat washer. So basically, I'm mirroring the I'm mirroring the order of all the washers. So when you put the washers in here like this, the spring clipper here, it doesn't sit right up against the serrated blade. There's a tiny little gap because of the washer. That's how it was on, before I took everything apart. Since it's only three thin washers, you have to know the proper orientation. And the tools in the middle, I'm probably gonna use the original orientation. I don't think I'm gonna go with a different orientation for the middle. Suppose I could use a different orientation. I think I'm gonna go with the original one though. So the original orientation was the can opener first. So there was the thick washer, the serrated blade, thin washer, spring clip, another thin washer. Now it's the bottle opener. And after the bottle opener was the not sure what was it? Was it the awl or the? I think it was the awl. The awl was after that. Then the ruler. Then the file. After the file, it's the other spring clip. This direction. And other spring clip, and after that, it's the no, excuse me, that's wrong. It's actually the washer, the other thin washer. Then the spring clip. Wrong way. And the spring clip. Let's see. Okay. Then after that, it is the saw blade. I have to put in this way because the end right here needs to clear the where my thumb is. Needs to clear that little handle there. Okay. Because now what I should do is I should put the magnet on to help hold everything in place. The magnet and the spring, the locking mechanism. So that way it helps hold all the tools in place. At first, and I forgot what the orientation is, so I'm just gonna go back to this and test that orientation again. Make sure I have the right orientation here. So that right there is looks like it's right. Let me try to flip it and see if it repels. Yep, it's becoming. It doesn't want to stay in that spot where it's supposed to. Right? Where it actually is. What the hell? Yeah, no, it doesn't want to stay there. Right, oops. Put this back this direction. Now it wants to stay there. Where it's supposed to be. Okay, so I know it's that orientation right there, like that. So now I could just move it over, transfer it over like so. Make sure it slides all the way in. Oops. Okay, slide all the way in. This in the locking mechanism. And that's all in. Now the thick washer. Okay, I'm all good. Now I could basically get my handle side over here, but I'm actually not done yet. I still have this plastic piece right here. This plastic piece, there's like you see the two little tabs on the bottom, and on this side you see like a little cutout. So that cutout right there will line up with let's move this back around. Nope, shit. That cutout would line with this little cutout right here where the mechanism is right there. Washer. That's the reason why I use this dog bowl, water bowl. So by dropping in these small little bits, it catches it. So this is the thick washer, like so. And now I can just move this back over, like that. Make sure it goes in the clip, the little pin hole right there. This one goes like so. This one go back in. Use a little tool to kind of get this in there. Just because that screw is so small, I can't get my fingers in properly. Oops. The screw is so small, I can't really hold it with my fingernails. Or to screw it in by hand, I need to have a little bit more positive engagement. Why am I using my left hand? I'm right-handed. I'm using my left hand. I think it's for camera clearance. It's just too small for me to like really screw this in properly like this. So I'm gonna use my little tool here. T9 Torx. Unfortunately, I don't think I have like a separate Allen, Torx key. So I have to use this stupid all-in-one key. It's like very awkward to use. Okay. Oops. Okay, I think I'm in threads are in. I can feel the other side spinning as well. So there is just some resistance to this thread. It doesn't it doesn't just freely spin in. So that's good because you need that little bit of resistance because this thing doesn't that way this thing doesn't just unscrew itself, loosen it up and unscrew itself. So there's a little bit of resistance in there. I'm not sure if they use Loctite originally or not. But usually Loctite doesn't work very well with stainless steel because stainless steel is not as reactive. But this is all magnetic, so magnetic stainless steel is more reactive than the non-magnetic. feel it. So on this side, this is the original side. I didn't touch it, so that's not, when you open this up, there's a certain amount of resistance. But now it's pushing against the spring mechanism there. So what you do is to not feel the spring, instead of, you know, you want to feel just the pin itself, not the spring. So I'm gonna on this back side here, I'm gonna hold that. So I'm gonna feel as far as how much resistance there is, how this moves, how freely it moves. So I can feel that resistance. Okay, it's moving pretty freely, but there is resistance, right? So I'm gonna do the same thing with this side. So that feels loose actually. I feel like hardly any resistance. So another way you could test that is how tight you want to screw your pins on is you squeeze the handle here. Squeeze the handle, right? If you squeeze the handles together, the pins, now with your fingernails, pinch the pins on both heads, and you just kind of wiggle it back and forth. If you feel any wiggling, like I feel right now, there's actually some wiggling. That means it's still a little bit on the loose side. Okay. So if that's the case, then basically it needs to be tightened up a little bit more. But the thing is, if you tighten it up too much, it will be too tight, and it'd be hard to open. So you have the proper amount of tightness on this. I feel it touching. Stop there. Okay, let's do that again. Squeeze it in. Okay, I don't feel any slop on the pins, so that means it's good. In that regard, let's unload the spring on the blade right here. Oops. Unload the spring. Let's see how loose this is. Okay, now it feels kind of tight actually. It feels tighter than, my finger's getting hurts a little bit. Let me hold it with both sides now. Now moving this, it feels more resistance than the other side, than this side does. This side, it's kind of hard to do this. I have to be mindful of the camera angle so you guys can see what I'm doing. So it makes it awkward for my hands. So hold it this side. So I'm feeling the resistance here. Definitely less resistance on the ridge. You know, this is the ridge without moving, so there's some resistance, but not that much. Well, this side, when I tightened it, there's more resistance, so that means I over tightened it. So I need to loosen it just a tiny bit. Tiny bit, maybe like an eighth of a turn at the most. Let's see. Okay, still a little bit of resistance. I could feel it more, at least more than the other side, more than this side. Well, actually, you know what? It's pretty close. Yeah, this side definitely has a little bit more resistance. But it's pretty close now. Feels almost the same. So I'm gonna go back to it one more time. Just loosen it up just a little bit more. Just barely moving it. Let's see. Okay, that feels good. That feels like the other side now. Double check. Yep. Okay, yeah, that feels good. So now this is back together. Let's look at this with those washers. So remember, I flipped the serrated knife edge to this side now with the saw blade. So originally, the serrated was on that side, right? So when you look at the serrated blade, you see that with a spring here. So these two clips here are the springs. That with the serrated side, there's a little bit of a space between the springs and the and the tools on the serrated side, and the saw blade side. There was no space between the saw blade and the spring, but there was a space between the spring and the file. So I basically mirrored these two basically, and the inside tools I kept them the same. I think I could have moved this as well, but I didn't. So let's see. So the tension is the same, right? So let's look at how much wiggle there is here. So this is the original. Oh, this is the side that didn't get moved or didn't get loosened up. So see a little bit of movement there, side to side. See how about this side? How about the same? Just about the same. Same amount of slop. Let's see if it clears. Yeah, it clears the needle nose just barely. You barely see, like I can see just a little bit of air, or not air, but light on the other side. Yeah, you see just barely a little bit of light on that side. It's like, I'm gonna say that's probably like a millimeter maybe of space, so it doesn't touch basically. I mean, I guess when you're putting it in, while you're putting it in, and if you're pushing side load, lateral load on this side towards that direction, it would, I think it will touch. Let's see. Yeah, it does touch, just barely though. It doesn't touch the blade. It doesn't cut the cutting blade. It touches about halfway up the blade right here. It's where it touches right there. Yeah, about halfway up. That's it. So that's the that's flipping the blade around. Everything works. The magnet right here still sticks to each other, so that means the orientation of the magnet is proper. That's it. So now it's actually, now I could go one hand with the straight edge blade or one hand with the serrated blade, instead of having the saw blade on this side. I would have to use my left hand to get a serrated blades, right? So I'm right-handed, so I'd rather have it this way. So that's how Leatherman should have done that too, but I guess maybe that was an afterthought, or we didn't think about it. I don't know. But anyways, so that's it. Thanks for watching.